Hi, my name is Tanesha McGuire May, and in this autobiography video, you will see how I culturally identify myself. As we begin this video, I would like to define what cultural identity means to me as it relates to the development of my mind by the impactful experiences over the course of my life that have shaped the characteristics of beliefs and behaviors. My patterns of human nature are based upon knowledge and the capacity for my learning experiences as I've traveled this journey called life. Don't judge my choices without knowing my reasons. In this slide, you will see the definition of success. I haven't always been at this level where I believe that I am now, but through all of the obstacles that I have gone through during my childhood, my adolescence, my adulthood, it has shaped me to embrace the challenge, stay on track, and show the world who I am and all that I could be. I was born and raised in Pomona, California, and then my mother decided to move when I was in the 8th grade to Downey, California. At that time, I had always been well versed in knowing my culture, who I was, being around family, and embracing the person who I was. It wasn't until I moved to Downey that I understood that I was different. Not only was I different, but I spoke different. Not only was my dialect different, but my skin tone was different. For those reasons, I wasn't accepted. I was not embraced as I was in Pomona. I had to fight for everything that I achieved. I was told that I could not have classes that I truly knew that I deserved because I was told that I could only achieve a Cal State University degree. Those are the things that led me to know that there was something different. And I didn't take it as a difference negatively. I took this as an opportunity to seize the moment and to prove others of all the things that I could do and how successful that I could be. And this is how Tanesha McGuire developed. As a Christian, my mother decided to look for a church that we could belong to that was close to Downey, California. She found a small church that was in Lakewood, California, and there is where I met a young educator who was very vibrant and saw potential in me. She noticed that I would go around the church singing, and I remember it as if it were yesterday. As I was singing one Sunday, she said, "Baby, you got a voice on you. Would you like to do something that would be fun and embracing?" I said, "Sure, why not?" And she said, "Okay, I'm going to talk with your mother." And soon after, my mother and I, we were at a tea for the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. It was a tea that was the beginning phases of my debutante year in 1993. As a debutante, I was surrounded by African American women who embraced who they were, their differences, their skin tone, the way that they spoke. They spoke two different languages. They spoke the language that was accepted by mainstream America, and they also spoke the home language that I was accustomed to in Pomona, California. I loved these ladies for what they showed me. They understood me, and there I thrived. I didn't win debutante, however, I did win most congeniality and also best talent. By the end of my debutante year, I knew what I wanted to be. I knew where I wanted to go. California State University, Dominguez Hills, here I come. I was ready to be an educator. As I stepped on the grounds of California State University, Dominguez Hills, I looked to see where was that chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated that I just knew I needed to be a member of. As I took my classes as a liberal arts major, I also developed my abilities, my love, my comfort in my minor, which is African American Studies. There, I flourished and I understood who I was and I appreciated my culture, my race, my language, my dialect as it is. While I was at California State University, Dominguez Hills, I joined the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and here I developed lifelong relationships and sisterhoods with many of the most outstanding, phenomenal women of today's world. Upon graduation, I got married and we started a family. And there, my trust in the Lord was very deepened because of the fact that I began to understand all of the things that my grandmother and my mom had taught me as I entered into womanhood and also into motherhood. My family became that much more important. Food and good times were things that now meant and had a purpose because now I had to carry the tradition of being a mother and also the traditions of all of the things that I saw my grandmother and my mother do. Being a part of this group as a mother has taught me to learn and love myself. Above all else, it has taught me to be what I want to be and not what others want to see in me.